country and giving people in this nation, working people, middle-class folks, people who built the country, a fighting chance. That's what the essence of it is. And I'm going to have a lot more to say about that tonight and the next couple of days and be able to take your questions. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is sign this bill and make a presentation tonight. And then there's going to be plenty of opportunities. We're going to be on the road, not only talking about...
So now many politicians are just wanting to change that. Folks, as one of the more popular proposals, it would apply Social Security payroll tax to pretty much all earnings above 400 grand. That would create a doubt in a donut hole that slowly closes over time. Since the maximum taxable earnings limit is adjusted each year to account for changes in general wage levels, lawmakers have already even proposed increasing the tax rate to 6.5%. What this means is that there will be a 13% tax, and now they said this would eliminate around 16% of the $20 trillion shortfall. At this month, Federal Reserve staff economists also briefed policymakers that the chances of a recession is also rising by 50%. The forecast was the first such warning that a recession will happen since the central bank began raising the rates again back in March. Now, during this time, economists say that the possibility that persistent reduction in inflation could require a greater than assumed amount of tightening in financial conditions is just seen as a risk. The influential staff at the Fed's Board of Governors in Washington plays a big important role in the monetary policy-making process through briefings on economic conditions and forecasts. During a press conference, Jerome Powell already told reporters that he thought no one, whether that there was going to be a recession or not, sees how bad the recession would be. No one even knows how bad this could get. But a recent batch of inflation reports suggests that a piece of runaway price is that increases will finally start to increase again. The job market remains relatively healthy, but that doesn't mean anything because we all know that President Biden has to do more and send out stimulus payments
today. And I thank the chairman of the full committee, Chairman Peter DeFazio of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee, for his just outstanding leadership for over 30 years in the Congress of the United States. He's been a champion for America's working families. He's been a person about the future. We have been blessed by his leadership. And I want to commend Chairman Jim McGovern of the Rules Committee for steering this urgent and necessary legislation to the floor in such an expeditious and effective manner. Madam Speaker, under President Joe Biden, we've had the most pro-union administration in history. Indeed, he chose a labor secretary, and Secretary Marty Walsh, who has deep personal roots in organized labor, joining Laborers Union Local 223 at age 21, and eventually rising to serve as the head of the Boston Building Trades before he became mayor of Boston. Together, the White House, the administration, and the Congress, we have proudly stood with working people. Under President Biden and our pro-union Democratic majority, we were able to protect pensions, promote the PRO Act for collective bargaining, and create good-paying Davis-Bacon jobs in the infrastructure bill, in the CHIPS and Science law, and additional legislation. Because we believe that the middle class is the backbone of our democracy, and we believe that the middle class has a union label on it.
Now, the IRS has also confirmed, folks, that many Americans will be receiving a new $1,400 extra stimulus check this year. In this video, I'll be going over the brand new requirements to claim a fourth stimulus check very soon. So, the IRS just said in an official statement that the IRS announced that the agency has issued all third stimulus checks to people. But new parents and other eligible Americans who added dependents in 2021 may also qualify for additional money. This means more stimulus money will be going out. The payments of up to $1,400 a person were authorized by the American Rescue Plan Act, and that's a crisis relief bill that Democrats passed in March. Some $1,400 checks may still be in the mail, but the IRS is no longer issuing funds from the first, second, or even third rounds. According to the IRS, the agency issued more than 175 million third-round payments, all to households worth over $400 billion through December 31st. The EIP payments also were issued by the IRS, and that was for $1,200 and $600. Now, families who added a dependent, like a parent, nephew, niece, or grandchild, on their 2021 tax return and who was not listed as a dependent on their 2020 return may also qualify for this. The IRS said that other people may be eligible to receive a full third round payment and they might not qualify for more. But families can recover additional stimulus money on their tax return by claiming the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit. This is due to the fact that stimulus checks are technically an advance payment of the Recovery Rebate Credit. The tax season started Monday and runs through April 18th for most people. To claim the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit, individuals must know how much money they received in total for the third payments. It is important to remember, friends, that this information is available through your online IRS account or via letter 6475, which the agency is mailing to those who received third round payments. But despite all the financial assistance that has been sent out so far, millions of people still remain in financial distress, and the recent surge of the crisis is just creating new economic headwinds. According to new data from a census survey that polled people during the first 2 weeks of December, more than 1/4 of Americans struggled to pay their household expenses in the previous week. So it's really sad to see that so many people are still struggling due to this crisis. That is why I believe that Congress should pass another stimulus package soon. The unemployment rate stands at an astounding, still stands at 4.2%. So while businesses are hiring, there are still about 2.3 million people fewer on payrolls today than ever. Some advocates are already urging lawmakers to advance new stimulus payments, and as of December, more than 95,000 people have signed for this petition. It only makes sense, folks, that President Biden approved this bill and sends out more stimulus checks. It has to be done. If you guys agree with me, just tell me in the comments down below.
Gentlewoman's recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the gentlewoman for her recognition, and I want to recognize her as a great leader on the matter before us today. This legislation, the America Competes Act, is something that has come to the fore largely because of the investments that she has made over the years in science and technology, keeping America competitive, now as the chair of the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. Thank you, Madam Chair, Eddie Bernice Johnson, for the intellect that you have brought to this, the reputation that you have enjoyed in the scientific and academic community in support of your legislative initiatives, and this bill being a highlight of it all. Madam Speaker, America has long been a beacon of excellence in science and engineering in the world.
Yesterday, the national debt passed $30 trillion for the first time. Does the administration see that as a problem, or do you share the view of some economists that debt doesn't matter?
Well, the president believes we need to have a sustainable and responsible fiscal policy, which is why he put forward ways to pay for his major proposals. He's committed to a sustainable and responsible policy